Archangel Michael warned you in a dream. The betrayer is being exposed, but what comes next will shock you. Before the sun could rise, before the earth stirred from its slumber, before your heart could prepare itself for the weight of divine revelation, the dream came. It was not random, not mere imagination, not a fleeting fragment of a restless mind. No, it was divinely timed, marked by heaven, chosen for this moment. The hour before dawn carries mysteries the enemy fears, and it was in that sacred hour that the veil was lifted, and Archangel Michael was sent forth. He came not with comfort, but with a warning. He came not with a whisper, but with the roar of truth. For the betrayer is moving, speaking, slithering, and heaven will no longer be silent. A face once trusted now hides a plan. A heart once cherished now conceals intent. And the Most High will not let it go unchallenged. You were warned because you are set apart. You were warned because you are chosen. You were warned because the Father is preserving what is holy, and you are holy. Not everyone can hear this word. Not everyone will bear the weight of it. But you, yes, you were awakened in the Spirit because something sacred is shifting. The exposure has begun, but the shock wave of what comes next will shake more than relationships. It will split the false from the true, the wheat from the chaff, the imitators from the anointed. It will shatter illusions and unmask agendas. This is not the time to panic. This is the time to be still. Be silent. Be spiritually alert. The Spirit is hovering. Heaven is watching. Your discernment must rise now. You are standing at a divine threshold, where what you decide in the Spirit will determine what manifests in the natural. Your next move carries consequence. Your stillness is strategic. Your obedience is a weapon. Yes, you were warned in a dream. And yes, the betrayer is real. But what is about to unfold will realign your entire destiny. And though the storm may stir, you will not drown. Though the truth may cut deep, it will set you free. Archangel Michael stands with his sword drawn, not just as a guardian, but as a witness to your awakening, a witness to their exposure, a witness to your rise. Type I am anointed in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1516 is now activated. Invoke now the holy flame of revelation, for the voice of Archangel Michael is thundering through the spirit realm. This is no ordinary hour. This is no common word. This is a divine summons wrapped in mystery and urgency. Hear me, child of light, hear me now, for what I am about to speak will rattle chains, ignite discernment, and call forth warriors from their silence. You were marked in the womb, shielded in the fire, and now awakened by the sword. By midnight, the unseen will become seen. Yes, before the next turning of the clock's hand into the womb of night, that which lurked in darkness shall stumble into light. Heaven's timing is perfect, and this moment is no exception. The dream that visited you came like a thief, but it left like a prophet. It did not ask for your permission. It was heaven's announcement, an alarm sent to your spirit that something unclean had crept too close. Archangel Michael was dispatched not for general warning, but for sacred instruction. He came cloaked in urgency. His presence was not soft, but severe. His voice pierced the veil with a thunder that shook your inner knowing. The betrayer's face may not have been clear, but the weight of deception hung heavy in the atmosphere. This was not imagination. This was not a dream as man dreams. This was vision. This was divine unveiling. The angel came because your spirit was ready to receive it. You, the listener of this message, yes, you have not stumbled here by chance. You are spiritually awakened, tuned to the frequency of the divine. Something in your spirit has been stirring, a whisper too loud to ignore, a glance too sharp to be coincidental, a silence from someone you once trusted. This is not paranoia. This is preparation. But hear me. What is about to be revealed is not for the curious. This message is only for the called. It is sacred. It is weighty. It is warfare wrapped in warning. You must treat it as holy. You must remain spiritually alert. You must go to your gaze, like a. Your gaze, like a. You are not listening by accident. This is a spiritual assignment. And I must warn you, not everyone should hear what comes next. For when heaven exposes, hell retaliates. What you hear in the next moments will require sacred obedience. You must not act from your emotions. You must respond from your spirit. The betrayer is being exposed, yes, but your response will determine whether this revelation births breakthrough or opens new wounds. A sacred responsibility now rests upon your shoulders. Stay alert. Stay obedient. Do not fight with flesh. This is not the time to react. This is the time to anchor yourself in the divine. Something is unfolding even now. And test it. A spiritual challenge that will determine the weight of your next elevation. Will you pass it? Will you surrender your mouth to silence? Will you let heaven speak before you do? The betrayer's name may soon be known to you. But what comes next will test your calling. Be still. For this is the hour of divine sorting. Type I am chosen in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 999 is now surrounding you. You felt it, haven't you? That subtle pull in your spirit, that twinge in your gut that whispers, something is off. A look too lingering. A sentence unfinished. A laugh that didn't quite meet the eyes. The atmosphere has changed around you, though nothing has been said aloud. You sense it. You feel it. And now, heaven confirms it. There is someone close, too close, who knows more than they say. They wear the mask of familiarity, but their spirit has shifted. They walk beside you, but their heart is far from you. And you can feel the space widening. You can feel the energy changing. Conversations that once flowed now feel staged. Eyes that once held warmth now flicker with hidden intention. You are not imagining this. The Spirit is bearing witness within you. This is the emotional disruption that precedes divine clarity. The betrayer is not panicking. They are performing. Too normal. Too calculated. Too calm. And therein lies the danger. Because betrayal does not always come with shouting. Sometimes it enters with silence. Sometimes it looks like concern. Sometimes it sounds like support. But your spirit knows. Your spirit has been trained by fire. And it sees what your natural eyes cannot. Restlessness has overtaken your sleep. You toss. You turn. You wake up with dreams that leave you breathless. You feel as if you've been running, as if you've been fighting in your sleep. That's because you have. The Spirit is warning you in the realm of dreams. It's exposing the deception before it manifests. Your spirit is going before your body. Your soul is detecting what your mind hasn't fully accepted yet. Listen, they suspect you know something, but they don't know how much you truly see. This is the divine advantage. Heaven has allowed you to feel the friction without exposing the facts. Yet, suspicion grows, but clarity remains elusive. This is on purpose. You are being trained to walk by faith, not reaction. You are being tested in silence. Can you carry discernment without discharging it in anger? The betrayer believes they are still safe. They think they're hidden well. But the dream you had was not coincidence. It was not fantasy. It was exposure. Heaven pulled back the curtain and gave you a glimpse, a brief unveiling, not so you would confront them immediately, but so you would prepare your spirit. This is spiritual warfare, not gossip, not drama, not petty emotion. This is sacred intelligence. Emotional confusion is a strategy of the enemy to make you doubt what you feel. But now, clarity is coming. Heaven is peeling back the layers. The performance is cracking. The betrayer is about to expose themselves, not through confession, but through contradiction. Watch closely. Stay silent. The Spirit is showing you the truth, not so you can shout it, but so you can survive it. If this message resonates with you and you feel moved to support, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $20. Your kindness helps us bring more powerful content your way. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Type "I receive the truth" in the comments if you feel the confirmation. Blessing code 1717 is now activated. Let the heavens bear witness to this truth. You are not in a petty quarrel. This is not gossip. This is not coincidence. This is not drama for the sake of emotion. This is spiritual warfare in disguise. What looks like betrayal is actually a battleground. What sounds like a whisper in the natural is a war cry in the spirit. Do not mislabel this moment. Do not reduce the weight of this season to mere misunderstanding. You were warned in a dream because heaven saw fit to prepare you, not for confrontation, but for conquest. The betrayer is not operating in isolation. They are not the origin. They are the instrument, the puppet, unknowingly or willingly, in the hands of something darker. The spiritual realm is not silent in this. The enemy has observed your movements, sensed your obedience, and panicked at your progress. You are closer than you realize to something sacred, something divine, something irreversible. And this betrayal, it is the enemy's attempt to detour your destiny by distraction. You carry spiritual weight. You may not fully see it, but hell does. That is why the betrayer was planted so close. Not to simply hurt you, but to derail you. Not just to break your heart, but to blind your vision. Because when your heart is bleeding, your discernment can cloud. When you're wounded, your faith wavers. The enemy knows that. So he sent a familiar face, a trusted voice, a companion cloaked in counterfeit loyalty. But hear this. Your obedience in this hour is everything. It is not optional. It is not negotiable. Heaven is watching. Not because heaven doubts you, but because heaven is ready to reward you. How you respond to this betrayal will determine what heaven releases next. Your silence, your restraint, your prayer, your discipline. These are the tools of warfare now. This is not the time to post, to rant, to prove. This is the time to anchor. Trust. You wait on the Lord. Do not let your assignment become blurred by personal offense. That is the trap. The chaos around you is a carefully laid distraction. But your spirit must rise above the noise. Your purpose is louder than the betrayal. Your destiny is larger than the deception. You are not called to wrestle with flesh, you were called to war in the spirit. Your prayers are mightier than your proof. Your intercession is stronger than your argument. Archangel Michael has encamped around you, not to stop the betrayal, but to ensure it serves its purpose. To make sure that what was meant to destroy you ends up promoting you. To ensure that every arrow becomes a stepping stone. That every lie becomes a launchpad. That every loss becomes leverage. The kingdom is not shaken by this. The kingdom is shaping this. Even now, as I speak, the Spirit is confirming names to you. Faces are flashing before your spirit. Moments are replaying. Conversations are surfacing. But you are not to act yet. You are to discern. You are to frame this with heavenly eyes. This is warfare, and your assignment is too valuable to forfeit to feelings. Be still. Be strategic. Be surrendered. You are walking through a test of maturity, and when you pass it, and you will, heaven will release a revelation that shifts everything. You are always there. Don't be moved. Type "I stand in spiritual warfare" in the comments if you're holding your ground. Blessing code 1818 now goes before you. Now comes the part that few are truly prepared for. The next 72 hours are not just crucial, they are prophetic. The winds of the Spirit are shifting. The atmosphere around your life is about to change, and the curtain that has hidden the betrayer will begin to tear. You must be ready. A shift is intensifying. Time is compressing. The countdown has begun. Mark this. In the next 72 hours, something will occur, seemingly small, but it will confirm everything. A word spoken, a slip of the tongue, a message forwarded by accident, a conversation overheard. It won't scream betrayal, but your spirit will recognize it instantly. It will be like thunder in your chest. It will resonate like truth finally breaking surface. Do not ignore it. Do not downplay it. That moment is heaven pulling the final thread. The betrayer's mask is slipping. Slowly, carefully, but it is slipping. The performance is faltering. The perfect act can't be maintained under divine heat. The pressure is rising, and soon they won't be able to hide it. You will see glimpses of the real intent behind their words. Their body language will speak louder than their sentences. Their silence will scream louder than any accusation. They are preparing to speak, but not in truth. They are practicing their version. They are getting their alibi ready. They want to get ahead of the exposure. But you, child of the Most High, are not to rush to speak. You are not to try to defend yourself. You are not to try to expose them. Waiting for God. He is already speaking louder in the spirit than you ever could in the natural. The pressure you are feeling, the shortness of breath, the racing heart, the lack of peace. This is not just stress. It is spiritual interference. Hell is agitated because you are on the brink of clarity. You are at the gate of revelation. You are about to see what was once veiled, but you must remain grounded. The next 72 hours require stillness, not strategy. Obedience and not offense. Listen closely. A dramatic reveal is imminent. It will shake you. It will shock some around you. It will expose lies that were cleverly constructed. But you are not to act out of impulse. You are to move only when the Spirit prompts. Because in the timing of God is the justice of God. The moment you try to take vengeance into your own hands, you step out of alignment with the angels assigned to your case. Archangel Michael has not left your side. He is watching, guarding, strategizing from the throne of heaven. The next move is not yours, it is God's. And when He moves, it will be undeniable. When He moves, it will shut mouths, shift alliances, and bring your name back into honor. Let Him handle what you cannot. If you are tempted to act, to speak, to defend, remember this. A foolish man shouts in the storm, but a wise one listens for the voice of God. Be wise. Be ready. Be silent. Let the divine exposure unfold. Type "I trust God's timing" in the comments if you're holding your peace. Blessing code 777 is now active over your next 72 hours. Be silent. Yes, truly silent. For in this hour, Your silence is not weakness. It is your supernatural armor. Heaven has cloaked you in a silence that confounds the enemy and shields your destiny. Do not mistake this instruction as passivity. No, this is spiritual strategy. Silence is your sword, and stillness is your shelter. Withdraw from the noise. Pull back from the chatter, from the conversations designed to bait your emotions. The betrayer is watching your reaction more than your words. The enemy feeds on drama, but starves in discipline. And your stillness, your divine composure, is the trap that heaven is setting for every demonic assignment. Listen more. Speak less. In your restraint, you confuse the plans of hell. The enemy cannot predict a surrendered vessel. And right now, your surrender is your shield. This is not the time to vent, to text, to post, to explain. This is the time to lean into the whisper of God. What you do not say in this moment will protect your future. Let heaven do what your words cannot. Brave, but pray without panic. Do not come to the throne trembling with fear. Come boldly, declaring the promises of God over your life. Let your prayers be lined with fire, not fear. Let your petitions be saturated with the blood of Jesus and the confidence of your inheritance. Say this now with conviction. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. No betrayal formed against me shall prosper. No voice raised in lies shall prevail. Discern without drama. The enemy wants you emotionally entangled. But your elevation depends on spiritual clarity. Repeat divine affirmations as a wall of fire around your mind. I am covered. I am sealed. I am not what they say, I am what he declared. Let these affirmations become your breath, your rhythm, your resistance. They are not mere words. They are weapons. They are armor forged in faith. You are not unguarded. Archangel Michael has not left your side. Even now, he encamps around your dwelling, bearing a flaming sword, warring in realms unseen. Your home is not just protected, it is marked. Marked by the blood. Marked by the angelic. Marked by heaven's decree. What seeks to harm you must first pass through the sword of Michael, and it will not. Let this settle deep in your spirit. You are not responsible for revenge. You are responsible for obedience. And in this holy obedience, you will see vindication. In your silence, you will witness the hand of God. In your stillness, the betrayer's own plans will backfire. Do not interfere. Stay surrendered. What's unfolding now is not meant to break you. It's meant to position you. What seems like loss is actually divine preservation. What feels like silence is actually heaven speaking in a higher frequency. You're not being ignored. You're being instructed. And only those who listen with their spirit can discern this sacred sound. Type I choose divine stillness in the comments if you're holding your peace. Blessing code 333 surrounds your home now. Now the flame turns inward, for the betrayer may be being exposed, but what rises within you is more shocking than their fall. This is the moment heaven declares, you are not their version of your past. You have evolved in silence. You have expanded in shadows. While they measured you by memories, God was measuring you by mantle. They missed your shift, but heaven did not. A betrayal did not break you. It built you. Every silent tear was a deposit in your spiritual vault. Every sleepless night, a sharpening of your discernment. Every heartbreak, a strengthening of your backbone. You are no longer the version of yourself who trusted blindly. You are now the anointed who walks with fire in your veins and wisdom in your eyes. This betrayal, hear me, is your permission to evolve boldly. It is the divine release from familiar circles that can no longer contain your calling. Yes, it hurts. Yes, the sting is real. But do not try to return to what you've outgrown just because it feels safe. You are not meant to shrink into their comfort. You are called to rise into your commissioning. You intimidate the familiar because your anointing is unfamiliar. Your growth disturbs those who expected your stagnation. They are uncomfortable not because you changed, but because you kept changing while they remained stagnant. Do not apologize for it. Do not explain it. Heaven is not negotiating your evolution. Speak over yourself now, with authority. I rise beyond this moment. I rise beyond this betrayal. I rise beyond this trap. Because wings grow in the wound. Wisdom is born from the breaking. What was meant to crush you is birthing a new creature within you. Sharper, purer, more aligned. Look at yourself, not through the lens of who left you or who lied to you, but through the lens of who heaven says you are. You are chosen. You are marked. You are rising. Every ounce of pain is now becoming oil. Every crack in your heart is now pouring power. The enemy wanted your silence, but God is using your scars as sermons. You are becoming dangerous to darkness. So rise, not in pride, but in power. Rise not to retaliate, but to release. Let your next level be your loudest response. Let your obedience speak louder than any accusation. This betrayal was not your ending. It was your unsealing. You've been unwrapped, released, authorized. If this message resonates with your spirit and you'd like to help us bring more prophetic truth to others, consider giving a super chat or super thanks with offerings up to $10. Every seed you sow fuels more divine content like this. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Type I am rising in the comments if you feel this in your spirit. Blessing code 2020 is now activated. The dream was more than a warning. It was prophecy in motion. You didn't just see fragments of fear. You were shown flashes of the future. Heaven was not merely revealing danger. It was unveiling destiny. Every image, every word, every presence in that dream was chosen, precise and prophetic. The betrayal you are experiencing now is not the end. It is the unlocking. It is the divine doorway to your next spiritual assignment. You were not betrayed to be broken. You were betrayed so you would be birthed. Your purpose demanded exposure. Your calling required isolation. God allowed the mask to slip, not to ruin your trust, but to redefine your path. This betrayal is a catalyst. Its deception is the divine launching pad. The fire you walked through has not destroyed you. It has purified you. The pain was permitted because your power needed permission to emerge. Heaven allowed this. Understand that fully. Heaven allowed this moment, not because you deserved to suffer, but because you were ready to ascend, because you were ready to graduate. Because the next dimension of your calling could not coexist with the familiar patterns of your past. You could not bring their presence into the next promise. So the betrayal had to happen. The exposure had to come. Not to shame you, but to shift you. Your name, yes, your name, has been spoken in rooms you've never entered. God has been preparing a platform while you've been surviving a pit. Conversations about your calling have taken place without your knowledge. Prophecies are aligning. Agreements are forming. Assignments are being passed down, and your name is on the scroll. But heaven needed to sever certain soul ties so that you wouldn't carry contamination into consecration. Archangel Michael stood by as proof, as confirmation, as divine validation. He didn't come into your dream as a symbol. He came as a sign that you are not just protected, you are positioned. You are not just covered. You are chosen. He didn't show up to scare you. He appeared to commission you. You arrived as the heavenly witness to your her-bound initiation. This is the promotion your pain had to purchase. This is the next realm of influence your isolation was preparing you for. Do not resent the process. Do not curse the crushing. The oil on your life is rare, and rare oil requires deep pressing. Heaven could not let you stay hidden. Heaven could not let you stay attached. So betrayal became the scalpel. And now you are ready to step into what you were always meant to walk in. You've passed a divine test. Let that settle in your spirit. You've passed. You did not curse. You did not retaliate. You did not sabotage. You grieved in silence. You warred in prayer. You surrendered when it would have been easier to strike. And heaven has documented it all. The scrolls have recorded your restraint. And now comes the revealing. Type "I receive this prophecy" in the comments if you feel this confirmation. Lesson code 444 is now activated over your assignment. Omen 9. Destiny activation. Now speak it out loud, with boldness, with conviction, with alignment. I align with heaven's will for me. Say it until it shakes off the residue of betrayal. Say it until the atmosphere around you shifts. Say it until every lie spoken against you is silenced by divine authority. This is your moment of activation. This is your turning point. You are no longer who you were before the betrayal. You are no longer the version of yourself that begged for understanding. You are no longer shrinking to fit environments that dishonor your evolution. Your identity is not negotiable. Your mission is not optional. Heaven has already decided who you are, and now you must decide to act like it. Your response must now match your revelation. You have been shown the truth, not just about others, but about yourself. You are more capable than they believed, more anointed than they recognize, more dangerous than hell anticipated. You have revelation. You have clarity. You have divine backing. Now heaven is waiting for your next move. Move with intention. Move with obedience. Begin the project. Make the call. Shift direction. End the alliance. Release the person. Break the contract. Change the scenery. Heaven cannot release acceleration until you walk in alignment. There is no delay in the spirit, only disobedience. Your yes will activate miracles. Your faith will move strategies into position. Archangel Michael is clearing the way as you obey. Not only is he guarding, he is going before you. He is slashing through opposition. He is disrupting the demonic plans that were formed in secret. He is ensuring your path is cleared for elevation. You will not be delayed. You will not be denied. What is yours is arriving in full. Say it now, out loud. Speak your identity into the earth. I am chosen. I am rising. I am stepping forward in divine timing. Because when you speak it, heaven echoes it. When you declare it, angels execute it. When you agree with it, destiny unfolds. This is not hype. This is holy. This is not motivational talk. This is prophetic truth. You were born for this. You survived for this. You cried for this. You fasted for this. You broke ties for this. You endured ridicule for this. Now you activate it. Alignment releases acceleration. Move now, not in haste but in clarity. You are not wandering. You are walking in precision. Every step you take from this moment on is guided, ordered, directed. Watch how quickly doors open when your heart is aligned. Watch how swiftly the vision comes to life when obedience leads. If you've been blessed by this word and would like to sow into this ministry, consider giving a super sticker or membership with gifts up to $50. Your seed helps release more prophetic content to those hungry for heaven's voice. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the Support Here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Type I am activated in the comments to seal your obedience. Blessing code 1212 is now released over your decisions. In the quiet moments when your body laid still, when your mind drifted into the veil of slumber, something holy began to stir. Something sacred began to shift. Heaven does not sleep, and neither do the angels assigned to your destiny. While you rested, the spirit realm roared with activity. And Archangel Michael, the war captain of divine justice, stood watch as a silent exchange took place, an exchange that is still unfolding even now. You didn't just dream. You entered a courtroom of heaven. You didn't just toss and turn. You were turning in the spirit. Do you not perceive it? Do you not feel the weight of what is happening behind the veil? While you were sleeping, angels were whispering. While you wept silently, angels were warring loudly. The Spirit of God was orchestrating movements you weren't yet ready to see. But your spirit was wide awake. Something was stolen from you. Time, peace, trust, a relationship, a resource, a Ganarian. The betrayer tried to take something that didn't belong to them, and in their arrogance, they believed you'd never recover. But what they didn't realize is that heaven keeps receipts. Heaven documents injustice. And when the scales tip too far, heaven responds. That's what's happening now. You are in the middle of a divine exchange, a holy reversal. What the betrayer thought they could hijack has been retrieved, but not just returned, it hath been transformed. What was taken hath been reassigned with interest. For every seed of pain, a double portion of purpose. For every moment of silence, a harvest of favor. For every tear shed, a testimony multiplied. The enemy calculated your breakdown, but he forgot to factor in your backup. Angels who answer not to emotion, but to authority. Heaven has traded back what was stolen, but you must be careful not to run ahead of the timing. This exchange is sacred. It is not loud. It is not visible to all. It is a silent exchange, where peace is given back in secret, where joy creeps into your mornings without warning, where strength returns not with shouts, but with soft assurance. This is the beauty of heaven's justice. It is quiet but complete. The betrayer does not know what they triggered. They signed away favor that was never theirs to begin with. They placed their hand on what was consecrated, and in doing so, exposed their own hearts to judgment. Do not think for a moment that their current calm is confirmation of their innocence. No. Their calm is the calm before divine reckoning. The spirit is not done. The spirit is shifting documents, shifting relationships, shifting destinies. Your spirit knew before your mind did. Trust that. Trust the nudges. Trust the instincts. Trust the dreams. Trust the urgency. That was not anxiety. That was activation. You are not crazy. You are called. And heaven saw your confusion and turned it into confirmation. That's why you can't go back. That's why you've lost the taste for certain circles. Because something has already shifted, even if your eyes haven't caught up to your spirit. There is more to come. The fullness of the exchange has not yet been revealed. But keep walking. Keep worshiping. Keep warring in prayer. Heaven's process is perfect. The silent exchange is your secret weapon. Let it complete its work. Type I receive the divine exchange in the comments if your spirit discerns this word. Blessing code 2323 is now sealing your restoration. Justice, not human justice, not social justice, not emotional vengeance, but holy, divine justice is now in motion. And when God moves to balance the scales, he does not do so roughly. He does it with exactness, with sacred precision, with sovereign perfection. The one who betrayed you may smile in public, may act untouched, may appear unchanged, but in the courts of heaven, the decree has already been spoken. Their sentence is spiritual. Their consequence is unfolding. This is not about revenge. This is about righteousness. You were not warned in vain. You were not made to dream in distress just for sympathy. No, you were shown what was happening behind the veil so you would not panic when the storm hit. You were shown so you could walk with assurance that heaven was ahead of the battle. They dug a pit for you, yes. The scripture rings loud and clear. But they themselves will fall into it. This is not a metaphor. This is a spiritual law. What they planned in secret, what they plotted behind false smiles, is now unraveling. Slowly, silently, but surely. And it will be undeniable. They will not be able to cover it. They will not be able to spin it. The reversal will speak for itself. You don't need to expose them. Favor will. Your blessing will be their confession. The success they tried to sabotage will now become their greatest regret. Because they didn't just lie on you. They lied on one who was favored. They didn't just deceive you. They deceived one who was divinely aligned. And God does not let that go unaccounted for. This betrayal, the very act that hurt you, is becoming the evidence of your elevation. It is the backdrop of your becoming. It is the reason for your redirection. Had they not wounded you, you might have stayed too long. Had they not revealed themselves, you might have ignored the divine shift. What you lost is returning. Not just returned, multiplied. Not just replaced, purified. The reversal has already begun. Heaven always remembers. It never forgets the intercession, the surrender, the obedience, the nights you held your tongue, the days you blessed those who curse you. None of it went unseen. And now, the scales are tipping in your favor. Doors are opening that should have been closed. Favor is finding you in unexpected places. People are being assigned to honor what others mocked. Archangel Michael is watching the judgment unfold. Not with cruelty, but with celestial order. This is not punishment. This is protection. You will see divine reversals not just in your personal circle, but in your finances, in your influence, in your clarity, in your purpose. What once felt like oppression will now feel like overflow. You are not forgotten. You are preserved. You were not discarded. You were being positioned. And now, the reversal is visible. Type "I claim divine justice" in the comments if you believe your recompense is here. Blessing code 3131 is now released over your life. You were warned because you are worthy. You were warned not because you were weak, but because you were chosen. Heaven does not waste warnings on the uncalled. Heaven did not send angels into dreams unless destiny is at stake. The betrayal was not random. The exposure was not accidental. This entire shaking was a divine sign that the next chapter of your calling has already begun. You've been asking, why did I have to see it? Because God is proving that you are ready to carry what others fumbled. You are ready to walk in what others mishandled. The betrayal revealed the blessing. The dream confirmed the elevation. What once looked like devastation is now the evidence of your designation. Archangel Michael stands, not behind you but before you now, sword still drawn, fire still burning, guarding the future that is unfolding. He does not guard what is finished. He guards what is still sacred. And your future is sacred. Your assignment is sacred. Your next level is not a maybe. It is a mandate. Heaven has already endorsed it. And now, you must walk in it. Declare this now, with power, with trust, with surrender. I am covered. I am chosen. I rise. Say it again. Say it until every atmosphere around you shifts. Say it until every lie spoken against you bows to the truth. You are not what they said. You are not who left you. You are not the betrayal. You are the blessing. You are the vessel. You are the voice rising from the ashes, clothed in power and dripping in anointing. You are sealed. You are seen. You are sent. Sent to speak. Sent to heal. Sent to build. Sent to thrive. No more hiding. No more thinking. No more questioning if you heard God correctly. You did. The dream was confirmation. The exposure was validation. Now move forward, with your head high and your spirit anchored. Heaven walks with you. Angels war for you. Archangel Michael has cleared your path. You are not alone. You never were. Type I am rising now in the comments to seal this word in faith. Blessing code 888 is now live over your destiny.